Hey guys, Steve Page here. Just want to do a quick video about time management and what works for you. So right now it's about 5:30 in the morning. I've been up since about 4, which is pretty standard for me. I never used to be a morning guy. I was always kind of a, uh, I wouldn't say late guy, but my day was pretty standard. Um, but recently, well, not recently, about 6 months or so, I've really shifted my time, and not me, but my body and my mind, and I'll wake up at 3 in the morning sometimes, and I used to fight to try and go back to sleep or whatever. Um, Actually, honestly, sleep's never really been a problem for me, but my wife and I have kind of been doing the same thing. We work for ourselves. We work from home. Well, work from anywhere, honestly. Um, we work online, and we are writers, authors, and so we aren't really tied to a clock. We don't punch a clock like a 9 to 5 job. We do have deadlines and things that we need to meet, but um, they're not like daily. They're more project oriented. And so what we have found is when we were trying to push our bodies and our minds and to conform to a schedule, a standard 9 to 5 schedule or whatever, it didn't really work out too well for us. We would fight with creativity. We struggled a lot there. We had a hard time just staying on track sometimes. There were distractions that would come up throughout the day and everything, and our bodies just sometimes were just tired, or our bodies were ready to go. Our minds were stimulated in the middle of the night. So fortunately, our lifestyle allows us the flexibility to say, okay, well, if I'm awake in the middle of the night and I'm feeling inspired, or I have something um, that I feel like working on, or something like that, that we'll just get up and we'll start working. And then it could be 10 in the morning, it could be 3 in the afternoon, it could be whatever. If we're tired, go to bed, or go take a nap, go to sleep. Um, this has really changed, like totally transformed our productivity and our effectiveness. And so what we've been able to do is push out more products, um, higher quality, less edits, and it's just really worked out very well. It's helped our relationship. It's helped the way we interact with each other, because we're not dead tired, or um, now this was a process, and it did take a while for us to adjust to um, hey, why are you sleeping? You should be awake, or vice versa, because that's what the culture has taught us since we were tiny, since we were young, since we were infants. Is just you wake up at this time, you go to bed at that time, you take care of your business during normal working hours. What are normal working hours? um, and it took us a while to figure out that, hey, we're just different. Either we're different, or we were trying to conform to society's version of what they felt we should be. And um, but in the process, it did take some time, because we were fighting against those ingrained standards and just expectations. So I just wanted to share, because it's like I said, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've been up for a couple hours now, pumped out a couple different projects, or things that are not projects, but tasks that were on my list for today. And I'm already ahead of the game. Now, what's going to happen the rest of the day? I don't know. I may quit in 10 minutes, or I may push on through until midnight. I don't know. It all just depends. Sorry, I got a mosquito here trying to get at me. Um, it just depends on what happens. How's my day going to play out? How effective am I being? If I hit a wall and I can't come up with creative things that I need to accomplish, as I said, I'm a writer and an entrepreneur, and I have to do some problem solving and things like that for some of our deadlines. If I can't figure out what's going on, if I'm they say, insanity's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, that's what happens when I get tired, or when I've been really working at something, or trying to push on a schedule. A lot of times what happens, I end up doing the same thing over and over again. I can't get something new. And what does that do? That wastes my time, and it makes me less effective. And so a lot of times what I'll do, I'll just take a break. Okay, I'm done with that. Either I'll try and move on to a different project or something like that. But if I'm finding that no matter what I'm trying to work on, I'm just not into it, I'm just not motivated, or I'm not focused, or whatever, I'll stop. Now, don't get me wrong here, and I probably should have put this at the beginning of this whole thing. Um, when I say we're not, my wife likes to talk about a 0 hour work week, and there's a book about it and such. And what that means, it doesn't mean you don't work. It doesn't mean that you don't have to put in the time and the work. What it means is you work on your time, you work on your schedule, and um, not everybody's lifestyle or affords those luxuries. But if you can get to that place, it is extremely rewarding, and you may find yourself extremely effective. Some people it may not work well for. So try it out. If you have that ability, try it out and see if it works for you. Some people really need that structure, that schedule to stay on track. You do need to develop habits. You need to develop good work habits. You need to develop motivation and determination, and say keep focus on what is the end goal. So if we say 0 hour work week, that doesn't mean we don't work. Trust me, it doesn't mean that. But one thing it does mean is when we do work, it's usually work we love, and so it doesn't feel like work, number one. So if it feels like work, if you're having to push through, sometimes you do need to push through. Sometimes you have those things where you just need to buckle down, suck it up, and get through it. There are parts and tasks and things that are involved in my business that I have to just kind of suck it up and do. I don't like to do them, and I just have to sit down and focus and say, okay, I'm going to lock myself down and make sure I complete this. But most of the time, that's not the case. Most of the time, there's flexibility. And so if you're on a roll, keep on that roll as long as you can. Ride that wave. Ride it as long as you can. If that's 18 hours straight, drink some coffee, whatever. I'm not a fan of performance enhancing, like taking medications, Ritalins, or speed, or anything like that, or even coffee can be bad if you just start pouring buckets down your throat. But if you need to push through, push through. If you're focused, stay focused. And then when you hit a wall, stop. So develop that habit, though. Develop the habit of working. Not working for work's sake, but of just, hey, I'm on a creative ride, and I'm going to ride this thing as long as I can. A lot of times, I will think that, oh, my day's over because I hit this time or that time, or that's how I used to work. Oh, well, good. Look, it's 4 o'clock. I'm going to start wrapping up so I can be done, so I can get on to dinner and TV in the evening and so forth. And trust me, I watch some TV. I watch a lot of TV. Netflix is my friend, way more than I should. But if I'm in a role, I stay focused, and I try to buckle down on that, and I try and push through. But if I'm not feeling it, I check out. It's done. I'll come back to it when I have that inspiration or whatever. So just maybe give that a try. See what flexibility you have. Now remember, you do have family or friends, and you can't neglect the people around you, because people are what we invest in. Relationships is what this life is really about. And so don't neglect your relationships. Don't neglect your relationships. Your spiritual relationship, definitely always keep that top priority. So make sure you're in check there. Next, obviously, would be your wife, spouse, or husband. So make sure you're taking care of business there, and also your the rest of your family, your children, your parents, your nieces and nephews, cousins, sisters, brothers, all of that. So make sure you're keeping in contact with those people, and your friends that are more of a family sometimes than your family. Make sure you're spending time with them as well. So when you get in these times when you're just pushing through and you're buckling down and you're nailing it, sometimes you do need to come up for air. Or at least let them know, hey guys, I'm not, just a quick 10-second, hey guys, I'm not neglecting you. I'm just really on a roll right now, and I'll get back to you. But when that roll's over, and when you have that time, make sure you're getting back to those people, and investing in them, spending some time with them, and listening to them, and just loving on them, because that's what we're here for, that relationship and that love. So I don't know, try some freedom of time and see how that works out for you. Send me a comment, send me a message, let me know if you what your schedule looks like, if you've tried a more flexible, fluid schedule, and how that worked out for you, or if you really need that regimented, I gotta have this schedule, I gotta be here at this time to there. Sometimes that works. I was in the military, and that's the way it had to be, and I get it. But if you have the flexibility, try it out. And like I said, leave me a comment, talk to me, give me some feedback. I'd love to hear how it works for you.